these great ideas that our department and our tech staff wanted to be communicated. But I've worked with communications professors before. When they say you have 5 minutes, you've got 5 minutes. So I took a little bit of a different tact. I came with handouts. And I also decided that there was no way I was going to be able to stand up here and talk about all of our accomplishments and all of our barriers in a lucid way in 5 minutes. So all of the other side of my house at home, all my public policy homies at home, I came with a prepared speech for you guys instead. So I'll let you guys have those, pass those around. There you go. And you would be proud, Paul, I did time this.
Oh,
And it was 5 minutes.
I'm so excited.
5 minutes.
Special place in my heart.
But I'm gonna come sit, because I don't want to stand and read, it just feels really weird. I'll wait till everybody has their handouts, because right off the bat, I'm gonna refer you to your first handout. And you've all done your homework, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So if I'm not reiterating all the numbers in our program review, you guys looked at them, right? Can I quiz you?
No,
Don't quiz me, I don't have them memorized.
don't quiz it.
You ready to start the
We
timer
are.
there? All right, here we go. The handout that you have lists multiple categories of accomplishments, but in the interest of time, I will focus on the campus garden, and that should be our first thing to pop up here.
So you have a PDF, not PowerPoint, so just a mouse with a little roller,
So won't let you just
scroll
flip.
down, and then you just kind of scroll down. Like in this video, you just scroll down.
We don't believe you.
The clicker's not working. There we go. It's like a
Hey,
sensitive
that's Eric Water.
All right, there we go. That's okay. It'll work. It's just pretty background pictures. So I'm going to focus on the campus garden. The first photo on the screen is an FLC student, at least I should check and make sure, yep, and the garden gate that he built in a welding course at ARC. Another example of the interdisciplinary nature of the garden with art and making culture is the efforts of the Eco Club to organize campus collection of plastic bottle caps to be used for an artistic and accessible path for the garden. Diverse FLC courses and campus clubs have utilized the garden to support a variety of learning experiences. In the second photo, you see a biology faculty member and several students with a harvest of healthy food that will be donated to the FLC food pantry for students in need. A mini grant award enabled purchase of a refrigerator to support food pantry efforts. All students are welcome to participate in the garden and learn from biology experts about how to sustainably grow their own high-quality organic food. In summary, the garden is not just a real-world lab for both formal and informal learning about life science concepts. It is also a venue for modeling diverse collaborations, sustainability, social responsibility, and health and well-being. It contributes to developing learning communities, a construct well known to enhance student success, particularly among DI populations. Moving on to barriers. There you go. A blessing and a curse. Unquestionably, the most significant barrier our department faces is the $50 million contradiction. FLC is building an impressive new science building at the same time we are experiencing challenges in realizing fundamental support for science programs. The new building brings an expectation of more students, but will we have the infrastructure to support them? Faculty are overloaded. This phenomenon is not unique to our department or even to faculty. Science faculty, however, are disproportionately impacted by ever-increasing demands on our time. Lack of lecture lab parity pay means that for science faculty to make load, each of us teach the equivalent of one class for free each semester. Lab tech staff are overloaded. The number of sections, types of preps, and complexity of lab curriculum has increased. By way of comparison, CRC, with one exception, offers the same biology lab courses and therefore same types and complexity of preps as FLC, but has twice the full-time biology tech staff and numerous additional part-time staff. Lack of additional full-time biology night lab tech has contributed to safety issues and has been noted by both students and faculty to impact the quality of the lab experience for nighttime students. Your handout includes a list of items that offer a glimpse into the numerous issues that biology faculty and lab tech staff manage. Funding for the Science Center has been declining while the number of users is increasing. The Science Center model is an evidence-based approach to improving success outcomes for science students, particularly DI populations. There are early indicators that this has indeed been the case with the FLC Science Center. The Science Center is the nucleus for coordinating our student success efforts, including tutoring, skill development, peer and faculty mentoring, learning communities, informal hands-on laboratory experiences, connecting students with formal research opportunities, etc. Inadequate funding of the Science Center impairs our ability to respond to equity data that surfaces. Your handout includes a demo brochure for the Science Center concept. Equipment and operating budgets have not kept pace with needs for replacement and maintaining currency. The desirability and relevance of lab courses translates to increased enrollment, retention, and persistence. If we want our students, particularly DI students, to identify as scientists, we need to ensure they have opportunities to do real science. No student ever said, "Wow, take that lab course at FLC. They do the most amazing worksheet on cell cloning." Or they watch the most amazing wildlife videos. Or they have students use their cell phones to study the amazing publisher simulations of human anatomy. What students will say is, "Wow, take that lab course at FLC. They do the most amazing lab cloning real cells." Or they have the most amazing experience out in the field observing wildlife. Or they have an amazing experience dissecting a cadaver. People naturally gravitate toward multisensory learning experiences that are engaging and have real-world application. And we have evidence that they will drive past our sister colleges and even elect to take classes 5 rather than 2 days a week in order to have these experiences. In summary, unless we correct existing inadequacies in support for science programs, we will end up with a big, shiny new building and only a few extra sections of status quo lab courses that we already offer, and limited progress in advancing student success for DI populations. If FLC aspires to become a destination for science education, wants to truly move the needle for DI population success in education, and wants to develop pathways that set students up for success at the next level, it will require a sustainable college-wide commitment to support ongoing innovation in science programs. Recognizing that there are multiple programs vying for resources at the college, our need is for a genuine answer to the question, what future do you envision for science education at FLC? Thank you for your support.
Awesome.
Questions?
She's got a lot of time left. Sherry for president. All right. Questions, comments? Thank you for your courage, actually, in addressing some pretty difficult conversations, especially relating to, there is a movement, of course, to go into less expensive, less cumbersome models. And I love that your department has your eye on the fact that students are going out of their way, spending more time, more gas money in order to have those authentic experiences.
Yeah.
You mentioned using your phones for models and stuff. I'm just curious, my daughter who took the biopath study or science, their dissection, like they have access to cadavers in high school, and she was talking about just, do we not have that on our campus?
We do,
Okay.
we do. So yeah, so we have a cadaver room, and we have one cadaver at a time in there. We're hoping in the new building that we can support several more. Max and I took a tour on Friday up to the Vacaville Center, and it was phenomenal. I mean, it was definitely within the scope of the budget for our building and the number of students that they serve. And they had, how did we count? Was it 8 cadaver bays that they had there? So it was impressive. So yeah, I'm hoping that we will move beyond in a lot of our science courses in biology, at least I'm speaking for biology and life sciences. We are doing some cool stuff. We are engaging students, but the level at which we're doing it is not that much higher than what a lot of them are already getting in high school, which is what you're acknowledging right there. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, you always have questions.
I don't have any questions. I just didn't hear. Well, I'm just curious, have there been conversations now that you said
Sorry,
that have a
I knew you really had a question.
Okay, so I want to echo what Paula said. So thank you for saying what might not be comfortable to say, but what we need to talk about. But have conversations been started about what we need to do, and obviously we can't do everything right now. But have conversations been had, especially as we start working on the building, I'm thinking about the infrastructure, but we need to think about what goes in the infrastructure, and how all these things. So have there been conversations that have started regarding all these things that you have brought up?
Yeah, the conversations, I mean, there's obviously a group that's already working on the facility itself. And I think a lot of these conversations, you heard it echoed in a lot of the science presentations today, very, very similar kinds of topics. And so really my hope and my intent is just for everybody to recognize that it is a college-wide type of an issue, right? Because we're all grown-ups in here. We know that there's only a certain size of the pie, and that there have to be hard decisions made about where the college wants to put its resources. And I don't think college-wide we can make those good decisions unless we're having these real, legitimate, genuine conversations about what those needs are and what the expectations are. And I can't necessarily speak for my colleagues, but if the decision is made to say, you know what, we want to go a different direction, right? We got this gorgeous Harris Center, and that's really where we see ourselves in the district, and that's where we want to put our resources. That's fine. I'm going to keep coming to work, loving my job, and doing good stuff, and my students are going to get where they need to go. But I think we really are at a moment where there's like this little bit of a crossroads with this building coming online, that the college as a whole, faculty, staff, administrators, students, the broader community has kind of a decision to make. Where do we want to go with our science programs?